கவர் எடுக்கணுமா? எடுத்துறியா? நீங்க போன பிறகு நான் என்ன பண்ண சொல்லுங்க.
கூட்டணியில் குழப்பத்தை ஏற்படுத்தினால்
Very good evening all. This is Kashish here from Team Strawlville. So I very welcome every participant present in this meeting. Present here to learn machine learning. So today we will be covering some basic topics on machine learning, and we have Arsh Goyal with us, who is facilitator from Google Crowdsource. Will be guiding through machine learning, and we will be starting session at 4:35. The participants are joining right now, and numbers are increasing. So let's wait for 2 to 3 more minutes, and we will start with the session. Hope you will enjoy the session. Actually, someone is asking about recording, so we will send you the session recording link to every participant. Please do not worry. We will email you the recording link of the session. And just a little announcement that the participants who will be staying till the end of session, at the end of session, we will be sharing like link to a feedback form or an attendance form. Like participants who will be filling that form, attendance will be marked on basis of that. So it's just a request. So all the participants to fill that form so that we can take your attendance and like provide the certifications on the basis of that attendance. So we can share that feedback form link anytime in the chat box. So everyone, it's 4:35, and I'd like to hand over the session to Mr. Arsh Goyal to take over the command of the session now.
Hi everyone. Kashish, please let me know if my voice is audible.
Yes, clearly audible, loud and clear.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Kashish, for the warm welcome as well as the introduction. So just to be sure, like we are well with the session, there are some prerequisites, like prerequisites in the form of a pre-workshop survey form. I'll be sharing the link of the pre-workshop survey form in the chat box. So you all are requested to kindly fill in that pre-workshop survey form. Basically, that is for understanding the type of audience as well as what are your expectations out of this workshop. After filling this form, at the end of this workshop, I'll be sharing one more form, that is the post workshop survey form. So after filling these both forms, you will be eligible on the basis of these forms for the certification by Google Crowdsource, right? So I hope all of you have received the link in the chat box. This is the pre workshop survey form. I request you all to kindly fill in this form. It will just take around 1 minute. And please let me know in the chat section when you are done with this so that we can start with the session as early as possible. You can type a yes in the chat box after you have filled the form. For the name of the facilitator, you have to select Arsh Goyal, ARSHGOYAL. You'll get this option there at the top. It's the first name that you'll see in that drop down menu. Yeah, so the track that you are attending it's the beginner track. Selecting the name of your facilitator is Arsh Goyal, and track that you're track, if they're asking it's the beginner track. Guys, just let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can see most of you have filled the pre-workshop survey form, and we'll move ahead with the.
Please, can you share the form again?
Sure. I've shared this form link again.
Please, can you share the form again? இல்ல ஃபார்ம் ஷேர் பண்ணிருக்கேங்கறாங்க வரவே இல்ல.
I've shared this form link again.
Sir, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
I think there is no audio.
Arsh, please disable the annotations of the participants. They are scribbling on it.
Sir, you are not audible.
I think your voice is not audible to any one of us, please, the speaker. We are not able to hear you, presenter.
No audio.
I think now voice is to be, the speaker has to put the mute button off.
Hi everyone. So hopefully, like I was correcting all the technicalities to be done before. Hopefully, my voice is audible right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope all of you have filled that pre-workshop survey form. That is a necessary part so that we can continue ahead with our workshop. I hope all of you have filled that. Coming upon to the next thing, what I want from you in this workshop is, like, this is the beginner track of machine learning workshop by Google Crowdsource. We do have intermediate track as well as advanced track for machine learning, but currently this is for beginner track. So we'll be going through a lot of things. Like, it is more of an interactive workshop. I want all of you to participate, and like without your participation it won't be possible for me to like get you understand it in a better way. So I want all of you to kindly interact and help like try to participate in this workshop as well as it is possible for you, right? So this is intro to machine learning by Google Crowdsource. So I'm just wish you to know what machine learning means to you, or you might have heard this word before. What is machine learning? What is artificial intelligence? What is data science? So if any one of you can unmute and let me know, what do you understand by this term machine learning?
Making the computer try to understand how a human thinks to comprehend the given data.
Okay, that's pretty good. Anyone else would like to try? I want all of you to try. Just unmute yourself and try to like, nothing is wrong or right in this. You just need to speak up.
Making the computers work without being explicitly programmed.
Making the computers
Enabling
work with.
machines to think like humans.
Correct. So all of you are correct with this definition. But just to make some of you aware who are not aware of the things, I am. I'll be presenting one video that will give you a gist of what I was talking about, right? So this is the video.
Our ability to learn and get better at tasks through experience is part of being human. When we're born, we know almost nothing and can do almost nothing for ourselves. But soon, we're learning and becoming more capable every day. But did you know that computers can do the same? Machine learning brings together statistics and computer science to enable computers to learn how to do a given task without being programmed to do so. Just as your brain uses experience to improve at a task, so can computers. Say you need a computer that can tell the difference between a picture of a dog and a picture of a cat. You could begin by feeding it images and telling it, this one's a dog, that one's a cat. A computer programmed to learn will seek statistical patterns within the data that will enable it to recognize a cat or a dog in the future. It might figure out on its own that cats have shorter noses and that dogs come in a larger variety of sizes. Either cat or dog. But of course, there can be mistakes. The more data the computer receives, the more finely tuned its algorithm becomes, and the more accurate it can be in its predictions. Machine learning is already widely applied. It's the technology behind facial recognition, text and speech recognition, spam filters on your inbox, online shopping or viewing recommendations, credit card fraud detection, and so much more. At the University of Oxford, machine learning researchers are combining statistics and computer science to build algorithms that can solve more complex problems more efficiently, using less computing power. From medical diagnoses to social media, the potential of machine learning to transform our world is truly mind-blowing. To find out more about machine learning, visit oxfordsparks.ox.ac.uk, follow us on Twitter, and find us on Facebook.
So you might have got an idea of what I was trying to say. Hello. So you might have got an idea now. Is it audible, Dr. B. Suresh Kumar?
You are audible, sir.
Okay, okay. So now you might have got an idea what machine learning actually is and why we were studying machine learning, and your definitions that you gave in the beginning were pretty correct. It is how a task can be performed without being explicitly programmed, how we can teach computers through experience. That is what machine learning is. And this video gave you a gist of how people have began learning machine learning and from where the idea of machine learning came into existence. Moving upon to the next part, it's a like really a fun activity for all of you. uh, yeah, so this is a game that we have made that is known as quick draw. So quick draw is something that will help you understand how machine learning works and what is one basic application of machine learning. So what I want you all to do is open your mobile phones, like it's most preferable to be done on a phone. So select g.co/quick draw. Type in g.co/quick draw and you'll see a game. I want all of you to take your time and just explore that link, and they'll ask you to draw some figures. So kindly draw those figures. Like there'll be 5 rounds of figures. I'm expecting you all to participate and do this activity so that we can understand what machine learning is, and then we'll discuss how this game is working in the further session. Yes, I'm typing in the chat the link. It's g.co/quick draw. So just move on to this link and try out this activity. As soon as you're done, please let me know. You can type it in the chat box, like with your score, like how many you were able to complete out of 6.
I had played this game a lot earlier.
That's
So that is basically an experiment by Google.
yeah, that's really nice. Like I want all of you to just try upon so that we can have a healthy discussion. Please let me know when you are done with the game and you can put it out in the chat box.
It is constantly giving us
Just repeat, I couldn't hear.
it is constantly giving new pictures to be drawn. I have been drawing it for 5 or 6 times.
Okay, yeah, sure. At the end, you'll see some results.
All right, all right.
Okay, so many of you have done, some have got 4 on 6, 5 on 6, uh, completed. So that's basically nice. And I want all of you to try this again at your own pace, like when after this session. But for now onwards, as we are short on time, so we'll just keep on discussing about how the things will be going upon next. So you saw this activity, how it was like. First of all, you were asked to draw some of the things. For example, somebody might have been asked to draw a shoe, somebody might have been asked to draw a carrot, somebody might have been asked to draw something else, maybe a glass or a plate or a spoon, something. So, and it's automatically getting recognized whether the thing that you have drawn is the thing or not. So how do you think the things are working behind the scene? So this is one of the major application of machine learning. So that I'm just putting into your mind the things that are the, like, so that you can visualize the things, how machine learning works and how in actual the things are. Like it is for somebody who don't have experience working upon machine learning or something. So I hope you enjoyed this game well. And from now we'll start discussing, like, how does this game works. Anybody would like to answer? How is this game working? Like what according to you is the basic principle behind which this game is working? I want you all to answer. Please come
They
up
must
with
be
answers.
matching. They must be matching the data that we are providing in form of figure with their existing database, and then
Yes, exactly.
there should
Yeah,
be a between all these things. And
yeah.
when the
And
match correct, then
We have embedded the data in the computer storage, and they are like,
yeah, there can be a lot of aspects on which we can think, keeping in mind this
definitely.
activity. Anybody else would like to try? Yeah, you're all the ones who answered is correct.
So
Anyone
last
else?
video we saw that in that also like that cat dog combination was running accepted by the machine language. So
Yeah.
like that only when we are drawing something, shoes, pencil, they are also accepting. Some machine learning is there, sir. Coding.
Okay. Pretty fine. Pretty fine. That's cool.
So whenever
Anybody
it
else?
is whenever
Hello?
it is giving something to draw, like some name, draw a dog, so it has some recognized pattern of the dog, what kind of dog, how it looks, and whenever we draw, it tries to find that pattern in the library, if that pattern is available or not. So if there is something similar to that, it tries to figure out what are the similarities and differences, and it checks if it can be a dog or not, and on the basis of that, it recognizes if it is a correct picture or not.
Perfect. Anyone else? That's fine. I guess like you, almost all of you are correct. So second question, how is it recognizing your drawing? This is also something you have answered. And how could we program this? This is what we'll discuss in our today's session, how the things are working behind the scene and how these things are getting recognized. Like it is one of the applications of machine learning. So just to give you a clue how this game works, like what you can see in front of you is a large amount of data that is used to teach this game on how to recognize the images. Like when you go to the link that is g.co/quickdraw, you can see there are a lot of examples of objects. Might be you might have got to draw a flip flop, you might have got to draw a carrot, you might have got to draw uh, a shoe or a spoon or a plate or something else. So it is if you were going to describe a particular object, for example in this figure we have shown a lot of carrots in front of you. So if you were going to describe what a carrot was to someone who had never seen a carrot before, so only using these images, so how you would describe carrot? Maybe it's in the form of length. The carrot is this much long. Its height is this. Its width is this. Its weight is this. Its color is this. So these are some of the features on which we detect things, and we'll get to know the particular answers. So this is the basic principle that has been working behind the game that you played previously, right? So this brings us to the next thing that we are going to discuss today is difference between a rule-based approach and a machine learning approach. What is a rule-based approach and what is a machine learning approach? Uh, so coming upon to rule-based approach. So if you have been working upon computers or any computer language, so you might be aware of what a rule-based approach is. You might have studied if else statements, while loop, for loop. So these statements, basically we are trying to define an object in the form of certain perspectives. For example, if we are going to describe a particular carrot, so we'll say that if the height of carrot is greater than 10, if the object height is greater than 10, then it's a carrot. If the object color is reddish, then it's a carrot. If the object has so and so features, then it's a carrot. So these are some of the things. If we are defining these rules and we are getting a particular answer, that is known as rule based approach. Rule based means like we are defining certain set of rules, and using traditional programming language, we are starting with our goal and writing the logical rules, so that after testing and refining, we can see to it like what is the actual answer. But the problem in rule based approach is like we have to define so many parameters. Like it's not just one parameter that will help you define what a carrot is. There are a lot of parameters, so our program will become a pretty long and it will not be much efficient. So what we do in rule based approaches, as you can see here in the flow chart as well, it says that it frame the goal of the project, the product. First of all, we frame the goal of the product, then designers and engineers develop the flow and logic. So then the logic is written. Logic is basically the if else statements that we are working upon. Then we refine until the goals are met, right? Apart from like to contrary to rule based approach, we have a machine learning approach. So how this figure is being recognized by machine learning, that is something that we have to discuss. So what is machine learning? It's an alternative approach to what we have already studied, that is rule based approach. So here what we had to do is, instead of programmers creating the rules, a model is trained with examples. Like rather than trying to define for a computer what a carrot is and account for all the possibilities, a computer is given a lot of varying examples, like you saw in the case of quick draw data. So for example, like in terms of carrot, so the quick draw game has like thousands of pictures of carrot, and it tries to recognize your image with that of the carrot and come up with the answer, like whether what you have drawn matches with one of the images of carrot or not. So this is the basic principle behind image recognition, that we are using a particular set of data, and that data is being used to match uh, our own input. Like the carrot that you draw, is it matching with the 60,000 data of carrot that we already have? So this is the approach that we are discussing, and it's much flexible and much reliable approach, right? um, you can hop in with your questions in between if you have any questions, or if it's fine, then we can take it at the end of the session. Like, but I want you all to be interactive. Like there are a lot of questions coming up, so those questions only you have to tell, so that I want you to think and be more and more interactive, so that we can get the best out of this session. So this session is basically to give you a deep insight into how you are to start with machine learning and what are the things that machine learning involves, right? Yeah. So now you are clear with what a rule based approach is and what machine learning approach is. Now I have some questions for you. So you are given a particular task, for example, alphabetizing a list of song titles. So what could be the best approach that you can use to solve this problem? Will it be a rule based approach or a machine learning approach? And let me tell you, it's not any answer is right or wrong. It can be both machine learning rule based also. It can be either machine learning rule based. So you can have your own perspective. There's nothing like wrong or right, but yeah, we'll be coming up with which is the best and the efficient approach, right? So try to think upon and let me know what comes to your mind when you see alphabetizing a list of song titles. I would want you to unmute and just answer.
So for alphabetical list of song titles, I believe that rule-based approach would be better, because then recognizing those alphabets technically would be easier thing, like identifying an object should be rule-based, and identifying a gesture like emotions, it will be different.
Yeah, perfect. Anyone else would like to give a go ahead? You are pretty much right. Anyone else?
Looking at the space-time complexity, we will see rule-based approach as a best method.
Yes, Sam, you are pretty correct. The answer for this is a rule-based approach only. Like what we are trying to do in this case is we are using maybe certain sorting algorithms or sorting rules that we can solve, like we can use to solve this task. Like here we have fixed number of letters in the alphabet, like we have 26 letters, so we have to sort according to those 26 letters. For example, let's consider the alphabets are infinite or innumerable, so then might be machine learning could have been a good option. But this is
It's a deterministic, right? That's why.
yeah, perfect. So as most of you have said, so the answer for this is rule based only. Next, ranking web search results. What could be the best approach?
It would be machine learning, I guess, because you have to look at the content and then the topics, the relevant topics that match your search result.
Okay, anybody else would like to try? Yeah, machine learning can be a good approach that you have asked. Anyone else with a different answer or a different perspective?
Machine learning will be best, sir.
Why, Sogam?
Sir, it is about ranking of web search, na? So it can be easily understand the given demand, and it can be easily give answer.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else would like to try? I want you all, like, if you're not answering, please mute yourself.
Rule based answer. I believe it should be rule based because we are going to rank website results, not finding out the right pages.
ఇప్పుడే పెట్టాము కానీ ఇప్పుడు ఏమైందంటే ఆ స్విచ్ డమ్మి అయింది ఏది అది డమ్మి అయింది ఎంటర్ డైరెక్ట్ చేస్తా ఖాళీ ఉంది దానికి ఇచ్చేస్తావా.
If you're not speaking, I would request you to please mute yourself.
Okay, sir.
I believe the rule based approach because we have to rank the web results, not that we have to find out the right search results. Like we are not going to search a particular keywords. There it would be machine learning would be better thing, but when we have to rank the web results, rule based, I believe it should be the correct one.
Okay, you are also perfectly right. So what the answer for this is both rule based approach as well as machine learning approach, right? So both can be the answer depending upon the perspective that we are looking at, right? So for this question, it's both rule based as well as machine learning. Like if you guys, if you have anything in your mind, like you're contrary to what I'm speaking or something else, you could come up with your approach. We'll discuss that approach. Like just like this only will be having a healthy discussion and brainstorming on how the things are working, right? So the next thing is predicting the house prices based upon location. Like you are given a particular location and house is located at that thing, so what could be the best method to get?
Machine learning.
Why machine learning?
We can have a model based on the priority of the prices on a particular location, and we can do a linear regression over it and then get the result.
Yeah, so machine learning would be good in this case because predicting the house prices is not like we can define a certain set of rules like the area of house is this much or something else, but it has to take into account a lot of factors. What is the location of the house, what is the size of the house, what is the commercial value of the house, how the like what is the maintenance of the house. So these are a lot of factors. So rather than defining certain rules, we'll go with the machine learning approach. Coming up on to the next question, processing online payments.
Rule based.
Rule based.
Rule based.
Why rule based?
Rule based.
Because the gateway would be the same, like the payments, the people will do the payment with the same gateway. The process would be same.
I would say we can also use machine
accountancy
and train some model to identify any kind of criminal activities while doing this thing. So machine
Vaibhav, if you're thinking from your perspective, then it could be machine learning, but right now we are just processing the online payments. It's straightforward logical process. Like it's a programmer who can confidently program what are the exact steps
Then we can definitely use rule-based, yes.
Yeah, then we
Yeah,
can
right.
use rule. Like if you're going to fraud detection or something else, or credit card number is stolen or something, then maybe machine learning could be the answer. But in this case, it's rule-based approach, right? Classifying an object in the photo.
For sure,
That would be machine learning.
That would be definitely machine learning. If you're classifying something from a
learning.
particular photo, then it's machine learning approach. So now we are here with a comparison between rule-based approach and machine learning approach. So according to what I have defined, so what is there in a rule-based approach is we are defining certain set of rules, whereas in machine learning, we are learning from patterns that are given with us from the data, or we're learning from the experience, prior experience, right? Next is where improvements come from algorithms and network, like how efficient is the algorithm, what is the time complexity, what is the space complexity, that can help us in improving our rule-based approach thing. And for machine learning, improvements can be done by providing more and more data. For example, for that quick draw task, if you have the data set of 60,000 images, then you are getting this much efficient result. For example, you increase the data set to 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs or something else. So with the increase in the number of data, we can improve the like the results. Maybe if now you got your answer wrong for that carrots photo, maybe if we increase the data set, you might get the answer as right. So this is how machine learning works, and it has its, like, both of them are suitable in their own perspective. So now coming upon to the idea of implementation, how we are, like, we have got an insight into what machine learning is and what it has to offer. So coming upon to the idea of implementation, again, I have one video for you that will give you a gist about what we are talking about, right? I'll ask you how the things are working at the end of this video.
Suppose you have a great business idea and you've already gone through the effort to frame it as a machine learning problem. What next? How does your idea become a working machine learning solution? The process has 3 phases: data, modeling, and production. In the data phase, you identify the input data that your machine learning system needs to make successful predictions. Data may come from databases, log files, web pages, and even other machine learning systems. Once you identify data inputs and sources, you use statistical tools to draw insights about the data. The better you know your data, the more useful hypotheses you can make. Data rarely comes in an ideal state. Data needs to be collated, possibly by joining different data sources, and cleaned for the machine learning model to work optimally. Cleaner data results in better predictions. For a machine learning problem, you start with the input data and convert it into features. Features are key properties of the data. For a supervised machine learning problem, you transform the outcome into labels. Labels represent the intended output of the machine learning system. Joining data sources, cleaning the data, and engineering the features and labels takes time. Plan on spending a large portion of your time in the data phase. Modeling phase. Along with the features and labels, you set up the kind of machine learning system needed, called the model. Researchers have created all sorts of machine learning models, from simple to complex. Some models classify data. Other models predict numeric values. Tools like Google's TensorFlow support many types of machine learning models for various uses. Before a model can make predictions, it needs training, which is like sending the model to school. First, there are lessons to learn from the data. Along the way, there are quizzes to check knowledge and correct any misunderstandings. In the end, there's a final exam. When training the model, you split the data into 3 sets: training, validation, and test. The training set corresponds to lessons. Here, the model processes data for the first time. It starts to infer patterns in the data to help make predictions. After you've trained the model once, you quiz it using the validation set. Based on how well the model does on the quiz, you may decide to adjust the model settings, or hyperparameters, which are like dials and switches for changing the model's behavior, and retrain the model again to give it the quiz again. The goal is to iteratively find settings that provide the best model quality on the validation set. When the model meets your success criteria, it's time for the final exam. Feed your model the test set. If the model predicts well, it passes the course and is ready for real use. Once your ML system is ready for the world, it's time to move the system into production. For starters, your system may need integration into a product. You need to figure out what this integration looks like and whether your model interacts with users. Models may need retraining on a regular basis with new data to pick up on new patterns or trends. This training could come from new data sets or from interactions with users. The system needs monitoring. This means tracking system outages, errors, data processing volume and speed, and how successfully it predicts results. Machine learning systems also require maintenance. As with any production system, this means fixing bugs, adding features that didn't make it into version 1, and the like. Machine learning specific maintenance could include testing other models and settings to see if performance improves.
So I hope this video gave you an insight into how we are implementing the things and how machine learning is coming into picture. Now we are here with the machine learning life cycle, like how the things are working, what is actually a machine learning life cycle, and how is it that we should view machine learning as. So it has like we have classified or categorized into 5 steps. So first is focusing upon the user needs, why we are doing this machine learning thing, like what is the need of the machine learning model training, why do we need this training. So that also comes on a part of defining the objective. Next is collecting data, and collecting data is one of the most important part in machine learning, as it says that around 70 to 85% of the thing in machine learning training and predicting goes in collecting data, cleaning data, inferring from that data. So for this complete process, around 75 to 80% is just working upon that data, cleaning that data so that we can get the data on which we can actually work upon. Next is the training and the testing part, that is just covered in around 20% of this process, right? So like we can see, like examples could include like predict which friend is a user of like which friend a user is likely to share a photo with. Next is we can also suggest that a user should eat in a new city based upon the restaurants he have visited in the past. So these goals should articulate the success metrics as well, like whether this thing is right or wrong or not. So this is basically a machine learning cycle, and we have an arrow moving back from predict and evaluate to collecting data. So what does this iterative nature of machine learning shows? It shows that we need to refine our model and perhaps our data collection process that is based upon feedback until it is achieving the results we are looking forward. Like for example, what I'm trying to say in this is we'll keep on training our model again and again so that we can get efficient results at the output. For example, in that, taking that games example, I already gave you this example, like if we are having a data set of 60,000, then the results efficiency will be around 80%. If we increase the data set to 1 lakh, then the efficiency increases to 85%. If we increase the data set to 2 lakh, efficiency is 90%. These are some hypothetical values, like we can train our model again and again to make our system more and more efficient, right? Next is one more video.
Let's play a game. Close your eyes and picture a shoe. Okay, did anyone picture this? This? How about this? We may not even know why, but each of us is biased toward one shoe over the others. Now imagine that you're trying to teach a computer to recognize a shoe. You may end up exposing it to your own bias. That's how bias happens in machine learning. But first, what is machine learning? Well, it's used in a lot of technology we use today. Machine learning helps us get from place to place, gives us suggestions, translates stuff, even understands what you say to it. How does it work? With traditional programming, people hand code the solution to a problem, step by step. With machine learning, computers learn the solution by finding patterns in data. So it's easy to think there's no human bias in that. But just because something is based on data doesn't automatically make it neutral. Even with good intentions, it's impossible to separate ourselves from our own human biases. So our human biases become part of the technology we create in many different ways. There's interaction bias, like this recent game, where people were asked to draw shoes for the computer. The computer didn't even recognize these. Latent bias. For example, if you were training a computer on what a physicist looks like, and you're using pictures of past physicists, your algorithm will end up with a latent bias, skewing towards men. And selection bias. Say you're training a model to recognize faces. Whether you grab images from the internet or your own photo library, are you making sure to select photos that represent everyone? Since some of our most advanced products use machine learning, we've been working to prevent that technology from perpetuating negative human bias. From tackling offensive or clearly misleading information from appearing at the top of your search results page, to adding a feedback tool on the search bar so people can flag hateful or inappropriate autocomplete suggestions. It's a complex issue and there's no magic bullet, but it starts with all of us being aware of it so we can all be part of the conversation. Because technology should work for everyone.
Yeah. I hope this video gave you a gist of how machine learning and human bias works. Like somebody might have a different perspective of what a shoe is, or somebody might be looking at a picture of a carrot in a different way. So it also depends upon how a person is viewing that thing or how the things are working according to that person. So this is something that we showed you in this video. Moving upon to the next thing, I have sent something to you in the chat. It is basically our initiative, so that like if you feel you are learning something today out of this program by Google, I want you all to take a screenshot, put it on your social medias. Maybe it's Twitter or it's LinkedIn. I have also shared my social media links with you on Twitter as well as LinkedIn, so that if you have any issues in the future, or if you want to get some guidance to how to start your career in machine learning, or how you can pursue machine learning after this workshop, or what are the resources that some of you are asking, so you can pitch me up in that on my social medias on Twitter. I'll probably reply to you, each one of you, on your social medias only. So also I want, like, you can share this with the hashtag Google Crowdsource, so that we can give shout out to some of you who like come up with your screenshots right from the Google's page. Now, coming upon to the next thing, what can ML do? So it is easy to look at the examples that we have already done, and like there are a lot of examples. Like by now, it might be seeming to you that it's all magical things that are going on. I am typing the Instagram link as well. Yeah. So these are some of the things, like you might be thinking, what is he teaching us? So this is everything going on magical, like how the things are working upon their own, how it is the things are being recognized. So what is the basic principle behind machine learning, or what is artificial intelligence, what is neural networks, what is deep learning? So these three terms are something that I want you to convey in this in the next slides. Guys, one thing more, like I believe all of you have filled that pre-workshop survey form. By the end of this workshop, I'll share one post-workshop survey form that by filling that survey form, like we'll get your feedback on this session, and we'll send out the certificates certified by Google to your email IDs within the coming week. You'll get the certificates on your email ID. Like, the session is not yet over. We are just I'm just letting you know how the things are going. Next is coming upon to what machine learning is, what artificial intelligence is, and what deep learning is. So you might have seen these three, like you might have came across these three things: what is artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. So I want any one of you to just unmute yourself and let me know, what do these three terms mean to you? What is artificial intelligence according to you, and what is machine learning? So we have already discussed. Have you heard these terms before?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So just there's nothing wrong or right. Just come up with something. Just speak out something. What do you know about artificial intelligence, or what is artificial intelligence?
So artificial intelligence is a big domain within which we have data science and machine learning, and within so smaller subset is deep learning.
Okay, that is perfect. Anyone else would like to try? Yes, T. Shankara Rao. I could see T. Shankara Rao.
Yeah, right, sir. The thing is, artificial intelligence is we may try to mimic the human brain to the machine. So, with any technology, if we do that, it can come under the artificial intelligence with any technology like fuzzy logic or neural networks or whatever it is. And in particular, the machine learning is subset of the intelligence where we train the machine mostly with the neural network kind of thing, and then we can say it is a machine learning. And whereas if the neural network is of some more number of hidden layers, where we go to the more details of the thing where the machine can do things, then it can become. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I got your point. Yeah, so coming upon to, like, if you're not comfortable in unmuting, you can type it down in the chat section. I can get to see, like, I cannot give chance to all of you. You can type it down in the chat section. That would be more preferable, because we can't allow all of you to speak because due to the constraints of the time. So just moving upon to what, like, most of you have correctly mentioned, that machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, which in turn is a subset of deep learning. So artificial intelligence is basically a broad term that tells us how we are doing something smart. How we are mimicking the human intelligence and learning upon the software, and that how we are making our systems intelligent. That is basically artificial intelligence. Whereas machine learning is a specific kind of artificial intelligence, but rather than a rule-based approach, the system learns on how to do something from examples that he already has. And when we talk about deep learning is a further subset of machine learning, and that uses neural networks which connects multiple models together to solve even more complex problems, right? So I hope you got the idea. If you still have any, like, if you have any doubts, guys, type it down in the chat section. We'll move on further. Now, what is machine learning? It's a culmination of three things: big data, algorithms, and technology. So the key algorithms powering machine learning were formulated even as centuries ago. Like, it's said that machine learning is basically mathematics. A person good in mathematics can be a good data scientist. So there are a lot of things that how we can relate mathematics with machine learning, big data with machine learning, algorithms with machine learning, and technology with machine learning. So combining these three things together and coming up to one point, that is basically how we can define it in a much better way, right? Now we are coming upon to some of the basic algorithms of machine learning, that is classification. Some of the algorithms, I'll discuss these in a couple of minutes, and after that we'll be having again and some interactive questions that will help you understand these basic algorithms of machine learning. Like classification, first of all, classification is one of the most common application of machine learning. The system determines like which class or category an example belongs to. For example, the output can label and a percentage of confidence. For example, like in this picture you are shown a lion. So with what state can you say that it's a lion? You can say yes or no. Yes, it's a lion, or no, it's a not a lion. So that is something like how we're classifying things. One more common example of classifying is your email. Whenever an email comes to your inbox, it is automatically categorized into primary email, automatically categorized into promotions or updates or any other tab. So how these things are working. So this is also one a classic example of classification and machine learning. Like some of the emails are automatically sent to spam, some of the emails are automatically sent to promotions tab. So this is also one of the classic examples of classification, how we are classifying things based upon machine learning. Next thing that comes is regression. So whenever the word regression comes, like whenever we are predicting something based upon certain set of parameters, we say that we are using regression system there. For example, when we were predicting the house prices based upon certain parameters, what is the location of the house, what is the size of the house, how many, what is the commercial value of that house. So these are some of the factors or the bases that decide upon that what can be the approximate prediction of the house price. So regression system is one of the algorithms of machine learning that can help us do the same. Like in this example that is shown to you here also, it shows how long it will take to drive from point A to B. or the likelihood that someone will click on that ad. So regression systems can be as simple as drawing a line, as you can see, or it can be more complex model depending upon multiple variables, right? Coming upon to the next algorithm, it's clustering. So putting similar things together is known as clustering. For example, like you have a lot of vegetables. So when you cluster different type of vegetables together, that and based upon those cluster, we get some results that is known as clustering. For example, in this picture that I've shown you, you have like there are 3 images of 7 and there are 3 images of 2s. So like whenever you are asked to draw, like write from 1 to 10, so each one of you will write it differently. Like the 7 I'll write will not be matching with the 7 that you will be writing. So depending upon how close the images are, like how close the 7s are matching, so we can cluster 7s together, we can cluster 2s together from all the digits that we have. Like if somebody has already worked in machine learning, he might have come across a data set known as MNIST data set. So that data set has a large images of handwritten digits, like 1 or 2 or 3 or something. So this is something that we'll discuss, and clustering is one of the major examples of this. Next is sequence prediction. You might have seen this in your mobile phones on day-to-day basis. Like it automatically predicts the sequence on how the things are working. Like whenever you are typing something or chatting something, like you always have some auto complete feature or some auto predicting feature that will help you know like what could be the probable word that you are trying to type in. So this is also one of the classic examples of machine learning algorithms. So in this, it is helpful to predict what the user might do next. This could be a prediction of next keyboard key a user will select, or it could be used to propose a spelling correction or something. So this is also a good example of machine learning algorithm. Next is a style transfer. So when we talk about style transfer or generation, it involves training a model on one set of data and then applying that model to something completely different. It could be as seen in this example, like we are remaking photographs to look like another piece of art, or translating a voice from male to female, or even another language. So this is also a classic example of machine learning. Like when we have something as input and we are changing it from one thing to another thing, then it's known as style transfer. For example, we are translating a male voice to a female voice. It's a classic example of style transfer. Now I have some questions again for you based upon these algorithms that we have discussed. First was classification, regression, clustering, style transfer, and sequence prediction, right? So these 5 algorithms will help you understand about like the coming examples will help you understand which is the best suited algorithm. Like there can be multiple answers as well. There can be, like, it depends upon your perspective, how you are seeing the things, and the answer can vary according to you, right? So I want you all to just be interactive, participate in this healthy discussion, and ask your queries, and just speak up that with that's something that comes into your mind, right? And also you can type in your answers in the chat box. Let's see who guesses it the first, like who is the first to come up with the correct answer, right? The first question is recommending what someone will download based upon the previous purchases. What could be the best algorithm that we can suit here? Sequence, clustering, classification. Just come up with something else. Well, there's nothing right or wrong. I'll tell you the answer at the end, no issues. But just I want to see what you guys have got and what is your understanding of the thing. Or you can, some of you can unmute yourself and answer.
Is clustering, I think.
Like how it's clustering? Like it can be clustering, but it depends upon the perspective from which you're looking, seeing the things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, most of you are writing it's a sequence prediction or classification, but let me tell you guys, the perfect answer, like it's not any perfect answer or something. It can be classification as well and clustering as well, but in this case it would be sequence prediction. Why sequence prediction? Because like all the examples of machine learning involve previous examples. This is an example of predicting the next thing a person will do based upon the previous similar sequences the model has learned from. Like what he's going to do in the next thing, depending upon what he has done previously. So this is an example of sequence prediction. Okay, so the answer for this is sequence prediction. You can do mention in the comment box if you feel like you are not satisfied with the answer or you have a contrary answer. We want all to just brainstorm and discuss, and so that we can come up with some better answers, and like it can be a healthy discussion, right? Next is labeling an email as spam or not spam. So very easy, we have already discussed it as well. So let's see who guesses it the correct.
Classification.
Classification. Why classification?
Yeah, so mails are classified into either spam or not spam.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so like I can see a lot of you typing in classification. Yeah, it's very simple. The most simplest one answer is classification. Like whenever the goal of the output is discrete prediction, like yes or no, spam or not spam, this is a good fit for classification. Next, identify trends amongst a group of people who have bought a new music release. Like we are grouping certain set of people together. So which is the most suited algorithm?
Clustering.
Yeah, clustering. Most of you have guessed it correct. I am very happy that you have got the things in your mind. It's clustering again. Like the goal of this problem is less about making a specific prediction, but looking for similarities and finding clusters based upon something in common, right? So clustering would be a better answer for this question. And you all are guessing it correct. Perfect. Next is captioning a video. Captioning a video, what does this mean is, like you have to think from this perspective, like somebody is speaking and we are converting that speech into text. How we are converting that speech into text? Like we are changing one thing to another thing, like we already discussed from male voice to female voice. So it's a similar thing.
Then it would be style transfer.
Frequency prediction.
Yeah,
Style transfer.
style transfer, because what we are doing is captioning means like somebody is speaking and we are just translating that speech into text. So that captioning a video will be a very good example of style transfer. Like when the type of data is generated where the system is different from the input data, this is an example of style transfer. Like in this example also, the input data, that is video or image frames, they are translated into text that is describing what is depicted in the image, right? Perfect. All of you are correct. It's style transfer only. Next is determining workout activity based upon the phone movement. Like what I am trying to look forward in the answer is like how we are categorizing the activity, like whether a person is running, whether he's walking, whether he's jumping. Like, so how we are coming up with these things, like a person is doing a workout activity and I am getting to know whether he's walking, whether he's running, whether he's jumping. Classification. Yeah. Why classification?
Yeah, so that is classifying the moments, whether running or jumping.
Anyone else with a different answer?
Sequence prediction.
Why sequence prediction?
Because we are predicting the movement of the body.
No, sequence prediction is like something that we are doing based upon our previous actions. So sequence prediction won't be the answer in this case. Anyone else with a different answer?
Regression. Sometimes their workout activity get different due to some regressions, so that we can get easily on phone movement.
Okay. Yeah, it can be one perspective from which you are saying. And like many of you have answered it correctly, it's classification in this case, because we are discretely outputting the labels, whether a person is jumping, whether a person is running, whether a person is walking. So these are some of the things that can like we are classifying this on the basis of phone movement, like how the phone is moving, and we are getting to know whether a person is walking, running, or jumping. So it's a classic example of classification. Next, predicting the strength of the password. It has two answers. Let me tell you. it can be, it has two answers. So what according to you would be the answer? And I want all of you to participate and just answer. If you are not aware of the answer, then it's perfectly fine. I just want you all to come up and speak.
It can be regression.
It can be
Regression, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Why it can be regression?
Yeah, based on the various parameters. So how many alphabets and other numerical characters or special characters? Based on that, we can the model can assess the strength. It can predict the strength. So I feel it would be regression.
Sure. Anyone else with a different answer? It's pretty much correct. T. Shankara Rao, it's pretty much correct. Anyone else with a different answer? Or what else apart from regression can be the answer? Like I can see most of you are answering in the chat section.
Might be.
Geeta Gupta, Mridu Sahu, Shriram Kanaka Raghu, like almost like you all have given a lot of answers and they are correct. I can see Anirudh Gildiali, Anshul Soni, Pankaj, Kanchan, Aditya, Bhaskara Rao. Like you have all given the correct answers. The answer for this is both classification and regression. Like it depends upon what the output that we're expecting. Like in some cases, you might be seeing like the password is strong or not strong, right? Whether the password is weak or strong. So in this case, what could be the best answer is classification. Like if we are classifying the password on the basis of weak or strong password, then classification is the best approach. And if we are telling how much percentage it is stronger, like the password is 60% strong, password is 70% strong, 80% strong. So in that case, regression would be the best answer, right? Perfect. So almost all of you have given the correct answer and I'm really very happy that you people are getting the things right. Coming upon to the next question. Identifying famous landmarks in a photo. Like you are given a photo and you are to identify the famous things within that photo. How we can identify things?
So it could be clustering.
Why clustering?
Classification.
No. Classification.
Yeah, it is classification. So like if you can let me know the reason behind classification. I can see Pankaj Joshi typing, Pavan typing, Anshul Soni typing. Just guys, if you can unmute and just get me the reason for your answer, that would be perfect.
Sir, classification will be better answer.
Yeah, classification is a better answer. Now just tell me why classification is a better answer.
Because sir, depend on personal perspective, we can classify the landmark. It is easily accessible or it is pretty much beautiful or anything that depends on us now. So classification will be better answer.
Yeah, classification is a better answer because we are classifying things within a photograph. I hope you all are getting the things and you're enjoying what I'm trying to say. And I want, like, if you feel like you have got something and you have learned something, just I already shared the social media links. I want you all to just take a screenshot, put it on your social medias and let the world know that you're learning machine learning and you're a part of Google Crowdsource now. We'll send you the certificates at the end of I'll send you a feedback form at the end of the session that will make you eligible for the certification. And I request you all to not to share that link outside this channel so that it can be maintained in a perfect way. Coming upon to the next.
Please share the link again for where we have to, paste that page in our social media.
I'll share it. I'll share it. Just a minute.
Sir, it's a beginner track or intermediate track?
It's a beginner track.
Okay, sir, fine.
I will come up with intermediate as well as advanced track in future, and I'll keep you notified. Like you can get the notification from my social media handles. I'll put it there whenever the intermediate or the advanced track comes into picture. And I want you should also attend that as well. I'm sharing that link once again if you have missed that previously. I'll share it at the end. Like we're just wrapping up with the things, and just like few slides are left. Now the answer for this is, like all of you mentioned, it's classification. Moving on to the next thing, suggesting spelling corrections. What would be the best and the most suitable answer for suggesting spelling corrections?
Sequence prediction.
Why sequence prediction, sir? Yes, Shashikant Prasad wants to speak something. Shashikant, you can unmute yourself and you can speak.
Is it classifying?
It's classifying. Why classifying?
We can simply classify the inputs with the correct answer.
That is also fine. Like it depends upon the perspective that you're thinking from, right?
We are having the library of words and all these things. So better to have sequence protection, right? It will match and get.
Yeah, perfect. But the answer in this case, like from the perspective that I am thinking, or like from which the question was set, was like clustering would be the best answer, because it's a useful approach for the problems where misspelled words tend to be closer to the intended words, right? Like for example, you have advocate and avocate. You have avocado and avocat. So these words could be close together as well. Like the similar words can be close together, and we can put them in one cluster. It is possible to build a spelling checker using traditional approaches, but they could be complex or of lower quality. Like if you're using classification or any other approach, it would be like you will be able to match up with the things, but it would be a little complex and of lower quality and efficiency. So the perfect approach would be clustering in this case, right?
Sir, can you share PPT with us?
No, it is not allowed for us to share the PPT, but you can reach out to me if you have any queries or doubts in the later part of the session, because it's the content created by Google exclusively for these sessions. I'll try to answer each one of you on the social media. I've shared the links already. I'll share it at the end of the session as well. Next is predicting the quality score for an advertisement. What would be the best answer?
Classification,
Why classification?
because we are predicting whether the advertisement is quality, provides good quality or not.
Okay.
So, it is either
Any-
be classification or regression. Yes.
Yeah. It is a regression. Why regression? Like I've got an answer for classification, but for regression?
Yeah, regression, the scores, how much, so based on the previous data, we can give the quality of that advertisement as the average quality or poor or above average based on the input parameters or from past data. We can predict the current ad score.
Perfect. I can like well relate to your point.
Sir, classification will be the best answer because we are predicting the quality score, sir. So we can be easily classify them on predicting the value. So it would be more possible answer will be classification.
Yes,
Excuse me. Sir,
yes.
here it is a continuous variable. So the regression or the sequence prediction, we can say.
Yes, Mridu, it's the continuous numerical score. Like for
Yeah.
example, 3 out of 10, or it's 97%,
Yeah,
or it's
anything value. But if it is only the discrete value as of and a particular 0 or 1 or 2, then classification may be the better answer. But here it is a regressive one because here it is a continuous values. So sequence prediction or a regression may be answer.
Perfect. I wanted this answer. Like actually, this is the thing that Mridu has said right now. The output of a machine learning system here in this case is a continuous numerical score, which is, for example, it can be 3 out of 10, 7 out of 10, or it can be in the form of percentage, like it's 80%, 90%, 97%. So the score would probably be based upon some numerous features. Then it is regression. If we are used, like if some of you have said classification, that could also be an answer, but from a different perspective, right? So I'm very happy that you are coming up with the good answers as well as the reasoning. Answer is regression. Next is estimating the arrival time based upon time of the day and traffic. What would be the best answer?
Clustering, sir.
Why clustering?
Because we know the correct arrival times and then whether it is matching.
That is also fine, one of the answers. But here also, again, we are dealing with numerical values like 1 hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So answer in this case would also be regression. We're just on the last question of the session, translating between two languages. This I've already discussed. Translating between two languages, for example, we have already discussed either from male to female voice or from Hindi to English or from Telugu to Kannada or something. So it is style transfer. All of you are correct. So this was all for today's session. I hope now you are able to answer these questions perfectly, like what is ML, what is machine learning approach, and what is rule based approach, what is the idea of implementation of machine learning, how is AI different from ML, and how is it different from deep learning. We went into some history of machine learning, and also we discussed what are the types of machine learning algorithms like clustering, classification, regression, sequence prediction, and style transfer. I hope all of you enjoyed the session and you got something from the session, and I want you all to keep a check on our social media handle so that whenever we come up with the intermediate track or advanced track, you can attend that as well. Once again, I am putting the social media links, like you can share the screenshot of this session and you can share it on your social medias using hashtag Google Crowdsource, and you can tag us so that we can get to see like whatever you people have put. I've shared my social media handles as well. You can reach out to me in case you have any queries regarding machine learning or data science or anything else. I would be more than happy to assist you, right? Also, I am sharing a feedback form right now, and that is compulsory for all of you to fill out. But just in the meantime, you can do that social media thing if it is feasible right now. I'll be sharing the link in the meantime. You can take down the screenshot and you can share. And I have shared a post workshop survey form as well. I request all of you to fill this survey form compulsorily so that it would be easier for us to track you as well as send out the certificates to you post this workshop. Maybe you can receive it within a time frame of 1 week to 1.5 weeks. You will get it in your email box directly. Guys, kindly fill in this workshop as well as do that social media thing so that it would be easier for us. And if you have any doubts, like you can fill out the post workshop survey form as well right now. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the chat section. I'm here for the next 2-3 minutes. And like regarding this workshop, if you have any doubts, like anything you were not clear or you have any contrary answer, you can share it with me on social media. We'll be happy to assist you. This track is beginner track. Dr. Naresh, it's beginner track. I hope you all enjoyed the session and you liked the things that we presented today. And I believe most of you will explore more into this field and will come up with something better so that you can take it as a part of your career, right? For more queries, like for discussing it with you, like right now we are short on time. I've shared my social media links. You can reach out to me there. And this is the survey form. I've shared it once again. I thank you. I call Kashish back. If Kashish is listening from Team Scrollwell.
Hi, Arsh, I'm here.
Yeah. So Kashish, that was all from our end as of today. From my end, thank you so much for inviting me for this session. And I hope all your audiences enjoyed the session. Do let me know for anything else. Thank you so much.
Seems like audience have enjoyed a lot, seeming the answers they were giving in the chat boxes and all. So the session was very interactive, and thanks to us for making the session very interactive, and hope they have learned a lot in the machine learning. So they have learned for the beginners track, and we will let all of the participants know whenever the intermediate and advanced track will be coming for the machine learning. Okay, so they must be interested for that. And also, if the participant is also interested in like web application development or something, so we are also having a session on a Firebase at the end of December. We will let all the participants know. If they are or their friends are interested, they can share it with them. And thanks a lot again for Arsh. Very great session, very interactive, and that was the great thing that I have seen in the session, that we have visualized the things, and we have very good explanation with the visualization, and again exercising at the end, uh, everything we have learned, that makes everything to be rememberable, like we can remember easily everything whatever we have learned in the session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. All the best to all of you.
Sir, can we leave now?
Yes, any participants who want to leave, I can leave now. Actually, session is over. If anyone wants to add anything to this, or anyone wants to speak something, they can speak. And the session is over. Everyone is free to leave now.
Okay, thank you, sir. Session was very nice. We learned a lot. Thank you.
Just be sure that you have filled that form that Arsh has shared.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am. Muskan.
Sir, can there will be any WhatsApp group or any social handle so that I can get in touch with the Scrollwell company, sir? So because I am
Yes.
to different universities, sir, so that I
Okay.
can update for the upgrade machine level so the next होएगा, so advanced or intermediate, so that
I understand. So you can go to our website, that is crawlwell.com. There you will find the links to social media in the footer, all of the social media handles, and also you can follow Ash Goyal. They have shared the social media handle links of their own.
Sir, can you please put it here in the message box, sir, please?
Like our social media links of Scrollwell, you're asking about.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can visit scrollwell.com. This is the link to the website. You can copy and paste this in the browser, and you can reach to the website, and in the footer you will find the links to all social media handles. And that is very simple. Just facebook.com/scrollwell and instagram.com/scrollwell. Similarly, you will be able to reach every of the social media handles.
Okay, sir, fine. And when the update of the intermediate workshop, then you will tell us on the Facebook only or on any social media.
Surely, we will update on social media handles, and as well as we will email every participant that next track is coming on, and you can join that track.
Okay, sir. And sir, when we got the certificate from Crowdsource?
Within a few days, you'll get, actually that has to be provided by Google. So from the backend, Arsh will work to provide the certificates, and within 1 or 2 days, you can expect the certificate.
Okay, sir. Sir, is there any link to how to get started with the Crowdsource so that we can increase our level? If you have any, sir, links or
Actually, I was also not the member of Crowdsource, but I can get in touch with the Arsh Goyal, and he must be having the knowledge on this. Actually, I'm also not from Google Crowdsource. So,
sir, can you share your number so that I can get you back? I can text you.
okay, sure.
Okay.
This is my contact.
Sir, name?
My name is Kashish.
Kashish. Okay, sir. Fine. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Seven 9 7 3 4 9 4 9 2 7 4 8 7 3 7 3 4 9 2 7 8.
Well, there's a post survey form link that I've shared again. If any participants have not filled that form, please fill this form.
Sir, is there any hello, sir? Hello?
Yes.
Sir, any class in next coming days?
Yes, there will be classes in the upcoming days also. We are conducting sessions on different topics. So, and at the end of December, we have planned to conduct a session on Firebase. So, if you are interested in web and application development, you can join that class and share it with your friends, those who are interested in that. And besides that, whenever will be the upcoming intermediate and advanced track will be planned, we will be sharing with you.
Okay, sir. But through email, sir, share with us.
Yes, through email and through social media handles, we will be sharing it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.